Yo, listen up, here's a story about a little guy that lives in a blue world.
Hello and welcome to the Fantasy Threesome FPL podcast. As promised, some of me and Ant duetting on Blue Dabba D, Dabba Die. The full extended version may well get tacked on to the end of this week's podcast if you're lucky, perhaps. So I'm here with Ant. How are you, Ant?
Yeah, very good, mate. It was nice to hear that back. I'd forgotten how tuneful we were.
Oh, it gets worse. It gets so much worse.
Yeah, good times. That feels like a different lifetime ago. But yeah, my ears hurt a little bit now. But yeah, I am good. Are you well?
Yes, splendid. Yes. Michael, how about you?
Hey, very well, thanks. We just cut straight to the scores this week.
Oh, here we
Oh.
go.
Here
we go.
Yeah, go for it. Yep.
73. 73. I got 73. I think I beat you both.
Yep.
So when you say you think, you know.
Wow. Yeah, I do know. Look, very happy with that, 73. And for the first time this season, no transfer points were spent.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's bizarre.
Yeah. It was a weird sensation, but I went with it. And you know what? I pretty much got my team spot on. Cancelo got me 18. Trippier got me 7. Bowen got me 7. A second haul in consecutive weeks. Zaha came up trumps with 5. Martinelli, I was umming and ahhing about him or Mitro. The decision was made for me, and it was the right decision. So Martinelli came in off the bench with Mitro injured, obviously. Tony got me 5. Diaz, was set up for a good haul. He had 3 points and went off very early. So he got the assist, but nothing else. And then Haaland doubled up to 12. So all in all, I feel like I'm finding my feet and finding a bit of form. And once again this week, no money spent on transfers. And it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I mean, it's
Tuesday.
It's the deadline. The transfer window opened again Saturday morning, and I've not spent any money since Saturday.
Have you been in a coma?
Well, I have made a transfer, but it's my free transfer. And for the first time, I think ever in FPL history, I've bought a Brighton player.
Oh,
you must have had one before, surely.
No, I don't think so. I really don't like Brighton. I find them a very tedious team.
Not Neil Mopay?
Never had Neil Mopay, mate. I know you were big on him last year, but no, never had him. So I've bought in Trossard.
wow.
With Diaz injured and with Brighton playing against two of the leakier defences in the next couple of games. They play Brentford, followed by Forest. It felt like a shrewd pick. Time will tell.
Nicely done, mate.
Should we obviously we've hit the high point right there, but should we delve a little deeper and look at the rabble that was left in my wake?
Well, if you want to, do you want to talk about the league table, or are you okay?
No, not the league table. No, that's sort of very little interest.
Okay, because you and Ant, unbelievably, after 10 weeks, 1 point separates you both.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And Mike has had 2 stellar weeks back to back to get that 1 point above me.
But he has also
so
used
congratulations.
He's used chips though, hasn't he, Ant?
He has used chips, and as we know, I like to store my chips until the last week, and then go, "Oh crap, I haven't used my chips. I can't all use them in the last week. What a shame." So there's only 1 point in it, which is amazing considering my week this week, boys, was quite the opposite to Michael's. Me and my son, I think, decided that we were going to play a game of Pointless, which happened with a number of players in our team. He told me, I think on Friday, that he'd accidentally brought in Jordan Zamora.
I'll give him accidentally. He copied me.
Yeah, I think he might have done, but he said he was looking at the stats, is what he told me, and then he realised he brought him in. Anyway, as we know, 2:00, team news comes in. Mike, with much glee, posts on our WhatsApp group that Zamora is on the bench for Ryan Fredericks. So that was a good start. Then Thiago Silva.
The beauty was, I knew that team news at 10:00 Saturday morning and managed to keep it to myself until 2 minutes to 2. I was very excited because I knew you'd both been talking up Zamora. So yeah, I was a little bit smug. I spent the morning just sort of walking around with a spring in my step around the stadium.
Maybe that got into your head, and that's what made you embarrass yourself severely at the football club on Saturday.
Oh yes, and I don't know that you know about this.
No, I haven't heard this. Please do tell. This is going to make me feel much better about my week.
This was a lovely moment.
Bear in mind how smug Mike is right now. Bring him back down to earth a little bit.
I was humbled on Saturday for sure. I wanted the ground to swallow me up. Premises. I'm the stadium announcer at Bournemouth. For all those new listeners, and before the game, what happens is the boys, they walk over from the players' pavilion, which is one side of the stadium, and they walk across the pitch and towards the tunnel. And by the tunnel are the mascots. So they form a queue, the mascots, and then the lads form a queue and they go along the line and they sign everybody's booklets. Lovely touch. Lovely still that we do this kind of thing in this day and age. So they came along and they signed all the books. But there's a bit of a queue forms there, and quite often I will, make a bit of small talk because I'll be around and about it, and I'll make a bit of small talk with one of the two players that I, know a bit better than others. Anyway, I was delighted to see David Brooks there. David, it's no secret, has been suffering with cancer, has come through that, and is in the process of training with the squad again and building back up his fitness. He'll get one heck of a welcome when he eventually pulls on a cherry shirt again. So I see him there in the line in training gear with the matchday squad, and I say, Brooksy, it's great to see you. How you getting on? And he turned around and said, I'm not Brooksy. And
actually, you did put this on a WhatsApp group.
This is maybe a chance for me publicly to apologise to a young man called Cameron Plain, who was our third goalkeeper on Saturday. And an outstanding prospect, I'm assured, but does bear, I think, a resemblance to David Brooks.
To be fair, from the picture, he does. Yes, he does. He does have a striking resemblance.
I mean, he's about 3 foot taller and stockier for sure, but
minor details.
But
I hadn't flagged that at the time. Awkward, very awkward.
Yeah, I wish I'd been there. To be fair, that does sound incredibly cringe.
So then all the players are going, "Oh, Davo," to poor Cameron. Oh, we have to call you Davo now, won't we, mate? And yeah.
It's a good job we had a good week on FPL, mate, to balance it out.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I'm pleased because
your team.
Yeah, my team's very, very bad. So 0 for Zamora. Thiago Silva, who I brought in last week, is a bit of a left field choice and a last minute choice. Got me 6 points last week, benched this week. So 0 for him. 0 for Gundogan, who I have no idea why he's still in my team. So that wasn't the best. Luckily, I had Casemiro come off my bench, boys. Manchester United finally got some minutes, got an assist. He got 5 points. But other than that, it wasn't too great. I got 48 in total, which is a full 10 below the average. So Neto got 3, Dale got 2, Saliba 1, Trippier got 7, De Bruyne got 6, Pascal Gross got 2, Haaland got 12 as captain, Tony got 5, and Jesus got 5. So I had a quick look before we started recording, and our game week rank was 8.3 million. Bear in mind, there's only 10 million players on the game, and I think probably the bottom 2 million are probably ghost teams. So yeah, we just about had the worst game week in the entire game this week. Incredible.
Oh mate,
wow!
I'm really sorry.
Phil, we need the pointless sound effect. You know when it goes down on pointless, the bar drops.
Yeah.
That's very much was our game week this week. It's all my son's fault. As we've discussed, he did bring in Zamora, so it's all his fault. I'm not taking any blame for this one. But I'm still, despite this absolute car crash of the week, still sat behind Mr. Gloaty Guts over there. So, hello. It's still pretty close. Phil, however, annoyingly, is still be leading. Come on, let's hear all about your week.
It wasn't great, but it was better than yours. So that's something.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had Martinelli, bought in Zaha's my only one transfer this week, Cancelo, Trippier, Haaland, and then I thought, I'm not going to get to see Haaland's game on TV on Saturday because we're in the UK and that means we can't watch it because it's 3:00 kickoff. And I'd like to see my captain play. surely this is the game for Mo Salah to come good. So knowing I'd be able to watch that game, I didn't captain Haaland and was delighted when he just got a goal because I was the only person in our mini league that I could see that didn't captain Haaland. So I thought, here we go, big gains to be made. Subbed him at 60 minutes. I mean, what's going on?
Well, you got an hour out of him though.
Yeah.
Yeah, point for that. I think you do, don't you?
Oh, you get 2 points. 2 points. Thanks for turning up. Just had a question come in from Mr. Rager. How is Eze as a 5.5 million midfielder?
He's lovely. He's lovely and takes a lot of their corners. And actually, if you look at the point scoring, I believe he's only 2 points behind Zaha for the season, with a big gap.
Is he really?
In terms of price, I think
he
he's
really
only
that
2 points
close?
behind. Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Wow.
I'm not backing
He's
that
four,
up with any
he's
sort
4
of
points.
evidence.
He's 4 points behind, but
There you go.
they've got good fixtures coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got incredible fixtures coming up.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's definitely, and he's cheap as chips, as you say. Yeah, Leicester away, Wolves home, Everton away, Southampton home, West Ham away are the next few games. So yeah, a lot of people will be looking at him, I'm sure.
It works. Yeah, that works for me.
He's only owned by 2.3%. Crazy times. Get on it.
yeah. Good budget midfielder, especially if you've got Sean Longstaff and want to upgrade.
Ooh, yeah.
How
are you beating me when you got Longstaff in your team? This is depressing.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. So yeah, I ended up on 68 because of Captain Salah. Interestingly,
It's a good effort, Phil. It's a good effort.
Phil, that is a very good effort considering
don't beat yourself up about it. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's not 73, granted, but it's a good effort.
Patronising.
Yep. Something I did notice because we didn't record last week, my fault, couldn't be bothered.
Wow.
We're recording this week.
He's laid it on the line there.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I mean,
they'd be around the bush.
Well, there's no point.
Okay.
So something interesting is that Salah, he's on 45 points, just 3 points behind him, and less than half the price. Xhaka is on fire.
He's playing some really advanced positions as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
playing really high up the pitch.
I'm only talking about him now because of the Eze discussion. It's similar price.
Yeah, I watched the game on Sunday and I was surprised at just how often he was getting into the box.
Yeah,
incredible to think. And a few short years ago, he's been booed off the pitch. Remember that?
Yeah,
and his Arsenal career seemed to be over. The way he's turned it around. I suppose the only issue with any, as we'll probably get onto later, is with any Arsenal assets is they don't have a match in game week 12, do they? So may just want to hold off on us bringing Arsenal and Manchester City.
Who else misses out in game week 12? Do the work for me, lads.
Manchester City.
Is that it?
Yep. That is all.
The top 2 teams in the Premier League. Just those 2, yeah.
So we've got this game week, all fine. Next game week, horrendous.
That feels like a free hit.
Well, it's a question that's coming up, so we'll get to that. So last time we recorded, then when we could be bothered, we did our punts. Now, do you remember who you had?
Yes, for the first time in a long time, I do remember Dominic Solanke.
You did have Dominic Solanke, and he got 2 points. Anthony,
I had Kai Havertz, who scored this week, but not in game week 9.
Wait, there he didn't get 2 points.
He did, Mike, in game week 10. Game week 9.
Game week 10. Oh, balls.
Yeah,
Is it not a rollover?
No, there's not. But I had Harvey Barnes, so not all is lost because he got 8 points. So
I'm pleased for you. This feels like we're getting screwed over again, but that's fine.
I mean, it's just good news. It's good news
for
everyone involved.
Okay.
So normally I would have prepared player or cheese, but I spent the day caressing a lovely delivery of Italian leather, so I didn't have time.
That is a shame.
Do you want to unpack that just a little bit, Phil, just in case people are concerned about your private life?
They should.
No, I'm more than happy for people to wonder. But yeah, no. Oh, so lovely. It's got a lovely handle to it. Anyway, I didn't prepare player or cheese, so I've got another quiz for you. So the the winner of the quiz won't get the
Yes.
captain picked by a listener this week.
Okay.
Okay, so
Bring
you
it.
ready? You ready for the quiz? Let's go.
Let's do it.
It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz. The loser gets their captain picked by a listener with great instinct. Sometimes cruel and sometimes kind. The listener is always right. It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz. Well, there we go. So I've gone for something simple this week, and bearing in mind that the listeners had requested. Actually, I don't know if they requested, but we said that we would force them to hear us singing "Blue." On
Yeah, I don't remember a clamour. I don't remember.
No, don't think there was.
But on that theme, I thought we'll
Mm.
use the letters from the word "blue."
Okay.
Okay, and we will take it in turns, you two, to name a player on the fantasy football game, starting but there's 3 rounds. There'll be a B, an L, and because there's no real quantity of players beginning with you, I'll skip that one, and E. Okay, so you need to
Okay.
take it in turns. First names, you need to tell me players beginning with the letter B. And
Okay.
who can go first? Anthony, because you look very disinterested. So
Well, I'm now
players-
racking my brains.
players whose name begin with B.
Ben White.
Ben White, yes.
Just to clarify this, sorry, this is first name only.
First name only.
Oh dear.
Bukayo Saka.
Yes.
Ben Me.
Shape me any way you want me. Yes.
Ben Davies.
Yes.
Feels like there's gonna be another Ben somewhere. Brian Harvey.
From
Ryan-
E17?
Yeah.
Feels like a long shot.
The one that ran himself over with his own car?
Yeah, the very same. He's got to be on the game, isn't he?
Brian Harvey. What team are you saying he plays for, mate?
Oh, he feels like a Burnley player, but obviously they're not in the Premier League anymore. Let's go for he's a Wolves striker.
Okay, I'll check Wolves. If not, you have lost round 1. Let's see.
That is upsetting.
I'm not seeing E17.
Did you properly check,
front
Phil?
man. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Not seeing it. So, Mike, you get the first round.
Okay, great.
We move on to round 2. Players beginning with the letter L.
Who's going
Mike,
first?
you can go first.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
They have to be current Premier League players.
They have to be on the game. Yep.
That's a shame. Lisandro Martinez.
Oh my goodness, where's he pulled that from?
Oh, that is delightful. That's a lovely bit of work there.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Lewis Cook.
Oh,
It's clever.
okay. Lee. There's not many Lees around anymore, are there?
No, there's not. It's not a popular name these days.
No Ledleys anymore.
No
Lee
Ledleys.
Sharp, Leslie King.
Yep.
Lewis.
Les Ferdinand.
Lewis
We can all
Keane
do that.
Potter. Lewis Keane
Good.
Potter.
Good.
Hmm.
Anthony,
L.
you need this, otherwise you lose, which also begins with L.
Ironic. Ah,
Oh no.
somebody Thomas from Leicester.
Hmm.
Is it Luke Thomas?
George.
Yeah, still in the game.
Oh,
it.
no idea where that came from. That is beautiful.
Mike, over to you.
Hmm. Luke Amos, I think, moved on from Manchester United about 25 years ago.
Feels that way.
Luke Chadwick.
Beautiful human being.
Oh, I'm struggling, lads.
I am going to have to press you for time. Would it help you if I played some Irish music?
Yes.
Surely his time's up.
You've got 10
Hold
seconds.
on, he's
Mike.
playing me some music. Doesn't help if I don't get the chance to listen to it.
How's that?
It's good. That was good. That really helped.
Okay, go for it.
And on that basis, I'm going to go for Leeds United.
That is not a player. Not
Oh
a player.
dear.
Could have had Luke Shaw, Louis
Luke
Diaz,
Ayling.
Luke Ayling. Yeah.
Darn it.
So it goes to E.
Wow, it's going to the wire.
Tricky as a letter. I'll let you have a U or E. So
Okay.
players
One
whose
beginning with you.
first name begins with an
You.
E or a U. So
I'm going to go
Good luck.
for Eric Dyer.
Eric Dyer. Do you know what? Would you think it'd help if I gave you surnames as well on this one?
No.
Spice it.
No,
Okay. Cool.
it feels like we've come this far.
Okay. We've all had fun.
Well, you have.
Who have you gone for, sorry, Ant?
To be honest, I haven't. It's not been that good a quiz.
Eric
I've enjoyed
Dyer.
it. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Eric
This
Dyer.
is very good, Phil. Very good.
The only thing I would say is maybe you could do a bit afterwards. I don't know. Have you got a list or are you just checking them as we go?
Oh, I'm very much a check as we go person.
I thought you could have done sort of the Richmond Osmond's style unpack after each round. You know, well done if you're listening at home. If you went for, Lee.
It feels like you're playing for time here, Mike. I'm going to play you.
Sneaky.
Maybe it'll help you if I play some more music.
Go on.
I'll play you me and Ant singing Blue.
Okay.
Yo, listen up, here's a story about a little guy that lives in a blue world.
Is it helping?
Yes. Edward Mendy.
Edward Mendy, it's worked. It's good. And what you got?
This is going to carry
Great.
on all the way through.
I tell you what, I've
quiz?
got a great singing voice. A great singing voice.
That's not going to help you here.
Eric Bailly.
Oh, that's lovely old job.
That is really good. That's really good. I really don't want to lose this game. You've lost
It's like
the pace
torture.
at this point. You definitely lost the pace at this point.
We started 5 seconds late into the song. That
Yeah,
was
we
the
really
main
did.
issue.
Yeah, we're out of time. and action.
Ebrichi Eze.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's
That's
double
good.
E.
Even if I
Benefit
lose,
is 2 points.
this is a beautiful way to lose.
Go on then, Ant. You're up.
Emerson Royale.
Oh, it's excellent. That is top draw.
Wow. Esteban.
Yeah.
Esteban Husputin.
Putin.
He plays for Brighton. Esteban Husputin.
That's a lie.
Esteban. His first name.
Esteban.
He shares a
Esteban.
first. Yeah, no, his first name isn't
Named after
Esteban.
Gloria.
No, that's Estefan.
Ah.
I'm gonna have to fade the music out
Thank goodness.
Please don't.
because Ant's dancing and not focused. But Mike, with that, you have lost.
Brilliant.
Can do you know the first name of Estupinan, the Brighton
Oh, that's
defender?
his surname, isn't it? That's annoying.
That is
No, got no idea. Is it Brian or something?
No, it's shares a name with Peter. It's Purvis. Purvis as a first name.
Wow.
Estupinan. Purvis.
What a
You
name.
sure it's not Pervs?
Nope. No, definitely Purvis. So yeah, unfortunately, Mike, that means your captain will be getting picked this week.
Well, that's. I won't lie. It's a little disappointing.
Yeah, I feel
Feels
like
one step forward, 2 steps back.
you had a lot of chances on L that you lost it on L for some reason.
Well, tell me.
Another person.
Liam Cooper.
Yeah, Liam Cooper's there. Yeah, so sorry. Very sad, isn't it? About another Enoch Mwepu from Brighton who's had to retire. I mean, that is horrible news.
He's only 24, I think, isn't he? Yeah, that's a bit of a shocker. Poor guy.
Yeah. Hopefully, he can still do something in the game. But yeah,
Condolences.
horrible. Speaking of horrible, nope, I'm not gonna. Won't go there. Listener question, shall we?
Okay.
You ready for some listener questions?
Couldn't
Yeah.
be more ready.
Okay, because we've had some come in, which is exciting. Because I threatened to talk about a big chip, people then sent in their questions, which is very kind.
A big
So,
chip. Can I talk about chips?
I mean, you do
Okay.
like to use them very early in FPL.
Oh, we're talking about. Oh, is it about that? Is it
It can
about
be
FPL chips?
No, it's a big chip. I had a
As in
chip.
potato chip.
Yeah, I had a chip that was bigger than my actual head, like height wise, and I've got
it is a
like
big
a
head.
very long, a very thin face, but long head, a bit like a horse.
Have you got pictorial evidence of this giant chip?
Yeah, I sent it to Ant. He was almost impressed, but also wanted to
Oh,
carry
so
on
it's
with his
right, did
evening
you?
at home.
Just on the ant thread.
Hello.
Oh,
It has been posted on our Twitter page tonight, Michael. Look at it.
It's a big chip,
wow, it's a big chip.
bigger than my head.
That's a really
Yep.
big chip. That's been posted on the FPL Fancy Threesome thing.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
has.
don't worry about it.
It really
Yep.
has. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna get us more followers as well. So good
Presumably
plug
that's
in.
gone viral. No wonder everyone's in live watching us on YouTube.
You say viral.
Hmm.
Well, FPL Buddy and 3 others like your tweet. So thank you to them.
Wowee.
Thank you to FPL Buddy and the 3 others.
We're hitting some heights. Yeah, on the matter of chips,
Yes.
why are there still manufacturers that make vinegar without the Japs eye on the bottle?
No. 26. Oh
You
my
don't want to fake.
I
That's
think
that's a
don't
question that needs
talk.
addressing.
Don't talk anymore.
You can't.
Japs eye, I
What?
feel is fine.
No, I feel it isn't.
You can't have vinegar just pouring out. It needs the Japs eye.
That's not what it's called. It's not what it's called. It's
Phil, can I
There's a
just?
reason that our winkies are made the way they are.
Okay.
Oh
He's gone
wow.
there. He's gone there.
Should I just keep going until you refuse? Are you definitely editing this out?
Yes.
This
There
feels
will
more-
be.
Talk about vinegar bottle Japs eyes.
I don't like that terminology.
Oh, it's gold.
No.
Oh.
Well, if it is, then you need to see a doctor.
Well, now I'm going to have to make up something else about chips.
Well, no one wants to hear your chip stats. Let's have a listener question before we get taken off air. Oh, good grief. Michael, what are you eating?
A homemade chicken kebab. It's very
Wow.
nice.
What?
Made in the air fryer.
Oh,
here we
air fryers.
go.
Everyone's got a blooming air fryer.
Oh, I'm all about the air fryer, lads. I really am.
Is it good? Can you stick a whole chicken in it?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Really?
may
Well,
have to
I
get
didn't
one.
roast the whole chicken. It's a chicken kebab. I just some chicken breasts diced up. Fry it
Feels
up in the air
very
fryer.
in. Feels very in at the
Oh,
moment. Have you got one,
lovely.
Phil?
No, I haven't.
Everyone's
Look at
going on
me.
about them.
I don't follow trends.
Well, this is true.
No, that much is very true. I've been a bit frivolous in my spending. I bought that and a second-hand hot tub this weekend.
Did they pay you to take the hot tub away due to the cost of using it?
Yeah, it is going to cost. I'm going to have to remortgage the house, unfortunately, just to have it running for a week. But
It's got to be worth it.
well, I thought it was worth it, and then I got home yesterday from work and discovered the kids had turned it into a pond.
In what? In what way?
Not so great. Full of leaves and toys. They turned it into some kind of
Oh no.
pond that they could
Yes.
fish things out of.
They thought you had a
Yes.
swimming pool.
Also,
Where-
the heat.
Where were the
wouldn't be
other
good
adults
for-
in this household? That's what I'd
Yeah.
like to know. Anyway, that's for another day.
Yeah, you'll kill a newt in the hot water, I'd imagine.
Kill a newt.
If you was turned into a pond, a newt.
Oh, I
isn't
see.
gonna-
Yes.
It's not gonna
a
survive.
literal.
The rapid air pressure, or indeed the heat.
Oh,
So
they'd love the bubbles, though, surely.
You think
briefly
so?
until
And
they die.
there is, I can be clear, no heat because I have been told it's too expensive to heat it. So to actually run it is really actually quite cheap.
So is it
you're
just
just-
a bath outside then you're talking about now?
It's a cold bath outside. I'll be honest, it's a cold bath outside,
That is what
They
what
saw
everyone
you
wants in
coming.
October.
but with bubbles. So
Cold bubbles outside. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, it's nice. Okay.
yeah. I'll tell you what, when that heat wave hits next week, it's going to be very refreshing out there.
Well, it was 17 degrees today, boys. It's positively boiling for October.
Yeah. I mean, you've bought an outdoor pool that you can only run cold, and this morning I was defrosting my car. It just seems
Yeah. I'm like,
Yes.
I'm going to be like Wim. I'm going to be like Wim Hof. You seen that
He's
guy?
sexier. Yeah, I've seen
No,
him.
don't,
Yeah.
don't know. Don't
He's
know.
the guy that lives like in the Arctic and like he just bathes in the ocean naked.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in clothes.
No, I'm going to be a bit like that guy.
Okay.
But with clothes on, or
Probably not.
no? Okay,
Probably not.
that is a mental image. Phil, do we have any questions, by the way?
This is just ridiculous.
Yes. Yeah. Let's get some questions going. Yeah. So I've lost my trail of thought.
Because you're thinking about Mike
yeah.
without clothes.
Mickey Race. Here we go. Question in.
Thank
What
goodness for Mickey.
do we do? I mean, a slight humble brag, but also a question. What do we do when we're in our best ever position? I've never been so high. Help. Now, Mike, probably not best to answer this, but Ant, you've previously been good at this game, haven't you?
I mean, it's so long ago, I really can't remember.
So
It feels like a long time ago. And Mike, to be fair, is the 4 man, so it feels like he should be answering this question for me.
Well,
Here we
Mickey, I would take the opportunity, if this is the highest you've ever been, take the opportunity to message your friends and have a bit of banter. Enjoy the moment. You know, yes, they might be messaging about giant chips on threads that you're not involved in, but there will, no doubt, be a thread that you can, you know, have some banter on. So yeah, do that. I would.
yeah, I would screenshot it because, you know, evidence moving forward.
Was there anybody else on this thread about chips? Was it all your other mates that you like more than me, or just Ant?
Ant and Darren.
Oh,
saw about chip.
Darren. Oh,
Darren.
Darren, the third wheeling art. Yeah. Okay, lovely.
He likes big chips, apparently.
He likes big chips. He cannot
He does
lie.
like big chips, yeah.
Nobody likes big chips more than me. Nobody. And yet, you thought, no, I'll keep this from Mike. Keep this from him.
It's not
What?
probably your biggest secret, is it, Phil?
What is my biggest secret?
You know what I'll do? I'll share it with Ant and Darren, and I'll probably tweet it to the entire world on Twitter before I send it to Mike.
But
Unbelievable.
Feels like Mike's been spending too long in that cold bath.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, he's starting to get a bit bitter.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mickey, if you're doing very, very well,
Enjoy
don't
it.
panic. Don't let people, you know, put you under pressure. Play your own game still. You are the reason that you're there at this moment in time.
Wow.
Don't start playing defensively and going, oh, well, I think everyone else is getting this person, so I better get this person. Attack, attack, attack. That would be my tactic.
Inspirational stuff
Really
from Phil
was.
Bosco there.
Bold
Really was.
moves. Make bold moves.
Motivational speaking there, Phil. Love that.
Yeah.
You're wasted with leather belts.
If you'd like to book Phil for an after dinner speech, do reach out to us on Twitter.
Oh, it'll be miserable.
Or, you know, message him on WhatsApp.
Yeah,
You know.
with a picture of a giant chip.
Yeah.
What is the biggest? What's the biggest chip you've ever eaten? Do let us know. We are at FPL Threesome Pod on Twitter. If Mike ever checked it, he'd know about the big chip. So, next question. Voiter, all 3 of you are stuck together on a desert island. Your goal is to survive and eventually escape. You can each pick 1 football player to join you there. Who are you picking and why? Anthony.
Oh, what a great question. I'm going to go for Jefferson Lerma because I feel like he'd be someone who'd be very good at catching fish to eat.
On what basis?
Because he's a beast. I feel like to me like he could help us survive together. And also, I might be wrong, but his English still isn't great. So if you didn't want to talk to anyone for too long, keep the conversation short and sweet, and just get eating. Happy days.
Okay, Mike, who are you going to a desert island with to eventually escape?
Alex Morgan.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
Don't need any more words, I suppose.
Well, she's an Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
And
you've gone female. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, sorry about that.
No,
I mean, anti-female Anthony.
Yeah. Misogynistic ant. That's what.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Alex Morgan. She'd. I could make some sort of coconut pun. I'll be very delighted to have her by my side.
Okay, great.
Let's have a look. Google.
Okay, there's only one man. There's only
yeah.
one man. Okay, boys.
Oh,
Why did I
Anthony,
think of
she's not a
this?
piece of meat.
Well, it sounds like she is, according to you, mate.
Right.
I ain't the one picking her to be on a desert island with.
He was very
However,
clear.
now I've seen the pictures. I
was very clear. It was with regards to her Olympic gold medal.
I don't think you were very clear about this.
For
You said
a
something
long
about coconuts.
What, you wanted to do some sort of show and tell session with her medal,
Yes.
and then what? surely conversation's gonna lack.
Unfortunately, Roger Black and Linford Christie are not available, so I'm taking Alex Morgan.
Okay, Anthony's chosen someone for their fishing prowess. You've gone for someone with a gold medal. There's only one man for me.
You're beautiful.
It's Route 1, and we know it, but a man can play the
is.
violin. I can have intellectual conversation. I imagine he has a keen interest in the Greek-Persian Wars, which I
You're really
like
big on
reading
the
about.
Greek-Persian Wars right now, aren't you? Big
I
on
love
the
it.
Greek-Persian Wars.
I love it. Absolutely love it. I find it fascinating. No, I don't actually find war fascinating. I hate it, but I find the writer of the book I'm reading fascinating.
Is there a Prince of Persia in these wars? Is that how it came to be?
The
The computer game of the 90s, Prince of Persia.
Yeah, no.
Let me know when you get to that bit.
But I think Bamford would be perfect on a desert island. I think he would think logically about things. When you're panicking, Paddy B is staying calm.
Do you think he'd be good at catching fish?
No, but I hate fish, so I think I prefer not to eat.
You'd rather die.
I don't like fish, Ant. So
But you might if you need to survive.
Patrick Bamford will find coconuts, and I like them.
How long could you survive on coconuts for?
And don't forget, they've got milk inside, so
that's handy. Mike's now googling. Talking of Paddy B, I'm absolutely amazed you didn't, message on our group that hasn't got Michael in it to notify us that Paddy B started at the weekend for Leeds.
He did, but I was very busy on Saturday, so I didn't get the chance, I'm afraid.
That is a shame.
It was delightful to see him start, gain fitness, just in time to peak for when I put him in my team.
Bloody hell!
Okay, Michael.
You could live for 10 years just eating coconuts.
There we go. They're
vitamin C, so you won't get scurvy. There's generous amounts of liquid, sugar, fats, vitamins E, B1, B3, B5, B6, minerals, sodium, calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus. It would be a good choice if you could only have one food.
So after 10 years, what, you just dropped down dead?
Well, I don't have details here of the
how does the death
of how your demise would come to be.
How long can you last just eating fish? Because quite salty, which isn't what you want on a desert island. You need some water.
Sounds like I need to eat more coconuts.
Well, you've made your bed. You wanted a fisherman, and you've got him.
I love Jeff.
Yeah, fair.
There's something I want to say about Alex Morgan, but I won't at this point because you've already edited me out once.
Oh, sexist.
That's what
Yeah. So
you have made the better choice, Phil, because you could only probably survive for about a year on purely seafood.
Oh,
there you go, Ant.
Yeah, but what a year me and Jeff would have.
You would stink. You would absolutely stink. You wouldn't be sat next to each other because your breath would be so bad.
That's true. I hadn't considered the breath.
Whereas me and Patrick Bamford, both big fans of coconut breath. So,
you can have a lovely time together.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on because people are here for fancy football in a way.
I'm sure they are.
Thank you, Voiter. Good question.
I don't know
great
why
question.
people are here. Bethany, what are your thoughts? Okay, so looking forward then. So as we discussed, Arsenal and Man City do not have a game in game week 12. Game week 11 starts on Friday, so it's an early deadline. But game week 12, Manchester City and Arsenal, the two form teams, don't have a game. So what are your thoughts on playing with only 9 or 10 players to keep hold of the City and Arsenal assets? And what are you doing?
I'm potentially going to free hit because I've got three Arsenal and 3 Man City. So to make a lot of change, you don't want to ship them out because, as we've discussed, they're the two best teams in the Premier League at the moment. They're very pointsy, but you don't want
messy.
But at the same time, you don't want to make wholesale changes to you for 1 week and lose a load of points. So surely this is the type of thing, other than a double game week, that a free hit is for, is it not?
Yes, a valid point. It's a valid point. I think it'll be a low scoring game week, which makes
Mm.
me less inclined to use my free hit. I think I like to use my free hit to attack a double game week if possible.
I was going to say it feels double game week fodder a
Yeah.
free hit, and it's one of the few chips I've not used yet for that reason.
So how would you boys deal with this week? No City, no Arsenal then.
So I've got 2 City and 2 Arsenal at the moment, but one of my Arsenal is Saliba, who on the 2 times he's hauled this season, he's been on my bench, and on every other time he's been in my team. So I could get rid of Saliba and not be too worried about not owning him, and then I would have only 3 on the bench. But I would think I'd prefer to play 9 or 10 players than make mass changes 2 weeks in a row. I mean, it just seems nonsensical. Mike, however,
Hi.
Hi there.
I mean, I couldn't be further from that as a theory. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Let loose a bit. Make some transfers. What the heck? Because there's nothing better than sending a little WhatsApp message to, I don't know if people will, if you're on a friend with people that want to talk to you, sending a little bit of banter of a weekend about how well you're doing that week. Yeah, sure, you took a 26-point hit, but that's not possible. By it'll be a 28. But I know from experience. But yeah, just go with it. Go with it and have some fun.
Well, there's 3 very differing views,
Yeah.
so I doubt that would have helped.
If I'm being deadly serious, I do quite like the idea of keeping hold of City and Arsenal. I think the Arsenal assets offer real value, and there are some City probably must have. So I mean, we all Haaland's the most tedious player in the game at the moment because it's just haul after haul, and everyone's captaining him. So
Everyone.
with Haaland, it's just a question of when you're going to triple captain him. Sorry, apart from you, Phil. It's just a question really with Haaland on what week are you going to triple captain him. Outside of that, there's not a lot you can do with him, is there?
What about if you've got De Bruyne? What about forgiving Mo Salah and swapping him over just for one game? Because in game week 12, Liverpool have what on paper is a decent fixture, but is anything decent for Liverpool now with their confidence so low? But they have West Ham at home that week.
I think I'm moving more and more towards players that aren't playing in Europe.
Yeah,
because it's 2 games a week now, or 3 games a week, depending on how you look at it. Right the way through to the World Cup with those teams that are playing in Europe, and there's going to be fatigue. There's got to be, and there's going to be rotation. So, people that I've brought in recent weeks are players like Mitrovic, Tony, Trossard, Trippier, Guimaraes, who for some reason is being called Guimarães or something on. Do your research, Guy Mowbray. But yeah, those are more of the. If I was looking to swap De Bruyne out for a week, actually, I'd take a punt on someone like that rather than a Salah.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, Liverpool are a bit of a mess. And you remember when they went through this sort of a run a couple of years ago when they lost 5 at home and they had Van Dijk injured. Liverpool, I think Trent's now injured. Diaz is now out until the other side of the World Cup potentially. So they're going to be short on players. Jota is getting up to fitness at the moment. So are they at a complete avoid?
Does feel a bit that way, doesn't it?
I haven't got a Liverpool asset now.
Ditto.
I don't have a single Liverpool asset.
I mean, was it
At the
that
start of the
weekend?
season? I'm pretty sure we all started with 3.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, they've conceded the first goal in 10 of 11 games this season, haven't they? The only one, of course, being
a lovely stat. That's a
the,
lovely stat.
There you go, Michael. I'm here to please. Of course, the only game they didn't was when they trounced us 9-0. So, which somehow we're still above them in the league, which is incredible. But yeah, they're just a bit of an odd team this season.
Yeah, it's very easy, isn't it, to remember how they played last season and pick players based on that. It's not.
Well, we all had. Well, Barmy. We all had Salah at the start of the season. We all had Trent or Robbo. We all had a Diaz or a Jota or a Nunez, or as Guy Mowbray would call him, Nunez. Yeah, it's amazing, really. The decline really is.
So if you're not so that week you've got, like I say, Arsenal, City not playing, Liverpool at the moment we're calling a strong avoid. What is the team you're targeting then? Just to move on to another question, what team should you be stocking up on? Newcastle?
Well,
Bournemouth.
Newcastle. Oh, wow. Okay, after you, Anthony, go for it.
Well, I mean, we're one of the form teams, boys, aren't we? In that game, we got Southampton at home, South Coast derby. Yeah, we just got a good little run of games, boys. The likes of Dominic Solanke, the likes of those kind of players are big differentials at the moment, still less than 2% ownership. Yeah, Bournemouth are one of the form teams under old Gazza O'Neill. Is this just me here?
No, I hear you. That's why I've been having Zamora in my team. I was surprised that he dropped him, and the issue then is that we won. So Zamora would have been my real big tip because he's been playing brilliantly, but he's now not sure to start. So
I would fully expect Zamora to come back into the team. I think the reason he was dropped was they wanted Smith to do a job on Madison. He basically man-marked him throughout that game.
right,
And that's probably not a strength of Zamora's over Smith.
yeah.
But I think, and Fredericks got injured as well at the weekend. Who was the other fullback? So yeah, fully expect, you don't need to be dropping Zamora off the back of the weekend.
Okay, cool. Right, Newcastle, another team in form. Leicester, I'm seeing a lot of people going for Leicester players, yet they're still bottom of the league. So that's an odd one.
They might actually go, mightn't they? I mean, they were pretty appalling, weren't they, Mike? You were obviously there on Saturday. They were pretty appalling, especially second half, weren't they?
Yeah, neither team was spectacular, in all honesty. Leicester were definitely the better team first half, buoyed by that win on the Monday night, the 4-0. Madison was the standout player, by far and away the standout player.
But he was kept quiet by Smithy, so
yeah, to a degree he was kept quiet, but he still sparkled in a way that nobody else on that on that side did.
Well, the thing going for Leicester at the moment is fixture-wise, they've got 2 back-to-back home games now: Palace and then Leeds, followed by Wolves away. We know Wolves aren't scoring and aren't doing very well. And then just after Man City, they got Everton and West Ham. So certainly on paper, there's some good games for Leicester where you might expect them to pick up some points.
Which 3 teams at the moment do you think end up going down?
Well, I would love one of them to be Southampton. And at the moment, I think they're poor enough to go down.
Yeah.
Probably still us. Oh, is that really negative?
Well,
you're entitled to be negative.
The bookies would agree with you. They make us second favourites to be going down, so it's not an outrageous opinion to take.
And what about Everton? Do we think Everton are poor enough to go down?
They're
I think
picking
Everton
up
are
the
really
odd
short
points.
at their defence.
Yeah, that's true.
The signing of Tarkowski and of Connor Cody, they've really shot up the defence. I think it's one of the best defences in the league this season.
Crazy times.
So defensively, they're not the concern they were, but going forward is still an issue for them.
I suppose the other one, of course, one of the more obvious ones at the moment, of course, is Nottingham Forest as well, who obviously they did get a point last night, didn't they? But they're very much still gelling with their 23 new players.
Yeah.
If you're a Forest fan, you're at home to Aston Villa, who are playing fairly badly at the moment. 90th minute, they're just time wasting, trying to get a point. You think, why? You're at home. Go and attack. I just didn't understand it. They were just playing for time.
You wouldn't want any Villa attacking assets at the moment.
No.
Interesting. I watched that game last night, and the stats. They bought Nico Williams. It is Nico. Yes. I've settled on that now.
Okay, good.
Nico Williams came on, and the stats: he was the first for chances created. He was the first for shots on target. He was the first for dribbles. and I think first for tackles. But all round he was the best player, but particularly focused on his attacking strength. So if you have got him, but I don't think he's one you need to get out. I guess for most people, he's making up the numbers. He's a different, not a differential. He's a enabler. That's the technical term, isn't it?
An enabler, yes.
But yeah, the stats back that up. That he's a player worth having in your squad.
The issue is Aurier's starting now, and he'll be
Well, he
getting fitter
started.
and fitter.
Yeah, he started. I don't know if you saw him coming off. Did you watch the game?
I saw the last 13 minutes.
So that didn't include him being subbed off.
No.
He took off. So he got subbed, and whilst he was walking off, he took off a bandage from under his shorts, and it took
packaging, was it?
No, it was his bandage, like I don't know, it maybe got a tight file or something that he was nursing, so he had it all sort of strapped up. It's strapping, and it looked like he was demummifying. It was. I've never seen so much bandage come off one player. Quite ridiculous. And he as he was doing it as he was walking off, so it was sort of wasting time. And I was like, come on, what is going on here? And anyway, if you didn't see it, really that will be lost on you. But
it is. We can only imagine. Only imagine. Another question from Bethany: KDB and Mitrovic to Kane and Trossard or Foden this week? So, would you go for
please.
KDB and Mitrovic going out?
Yes.
To Kane and Trossard or Kane and Foden? Bearing in mind that Foden won't have a game the week after.
Kane and Trossard. Obviously, I've made that call on the Trossard front. So, like I say, Brentford away first, and then Forest. Two leaky old teams at the moment, and you would fancy him to get something. This, that's what I'm backing. Whereas, I haven't bought. I had Foden at the start, but I haven't bought him back in with that empty game week in mind.
Do you think that Foden can get enough points against a leaky Liverpool defence that can pay for itself and pay for the transfer out afterwards?
It's still Liverpool away, isn't it? And those games are always tight. I know they're leaky. I know this is a different Liverpool this season, and actually it's a almost robotic. Someone made the point about Haaland, that he never ticks all the traffic lights that are in the boxes on websites because he's not human. It's a good point, well made.
Indeed.
It is a different city. It is a different Liverpool, but I think that game will be tighter than maybe Liverpool fans are fearing.
You would expect them to raise their game for this, wouldn't you? Really?
Yeah, and you can't, weigh that up. Trossard against Brentford and Forest or Foden against Liverpool. Like on paper, that's a no-brainer, I think.
Okay, but what about if you're playing the game and you want to watch that Liverpool game? Now you've thought about the possibility of getting Foden in. You're going to sit there Sunday afternoon. You're going to turn on the TV. You're going to watch it. You'll have Haaland, but so is everyone else. So it doesn't matter if he scores or not. But if you've got Foden,
you'd buy every lottery ticket possible. Like, I thought of that number, and oh no, it's come up. I mean, it's like, no, you can't play like that. I mean, I think of every single player.
Yeah, and you buy every single player. Yeah,
I've bought nearly every player.
No, okay, but not necessarily like that. But I think I'd want to watch that game. That's the big game of the weekend, and I'd want to have maximum players in that game.
Oh, nah, not for me, Clive.
Because the Brentford-Brighton game, I think that's the Friday night kickoff. So you'll have Trossard, but if he does nothing, you'll spend the next 2 days thinking, I hope Foden doesn't do well because I was going to do Foden and Mike told me not to.
I'll have Trossard and Tony, and I'll have hauled on both, and I'll be very happy going into the Saturday.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, time for a fixture preview then, gents.
Wow. Can I just, because Bethany obviously set that question, can I say, and I hope it's okay for me to say, Phil, you put a tweet out last week, we weren't recording, and you referenced mental health. Mm-hmm. And Bethany was one that I spotted Obviously, I didn't see the thing about the big chip tonight, but you know, she was one of a number of people who got in touch and reached out and said, you know what, that's more important, and we missed the pod, but you know, more important that you know, take a break and come back to it when you're ready.
Yes.
So just a big thank you to everyone for sticking by us really on that front and reaching out and being lovely.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, that was very nice of you to do, and it did mean a lot. Thank you. Fixture preview then. Anthony, do you want to do the fixtures? I miss your voice.
Oh, do you? Well, that's nice. I mean, feels like you need to get that blue track on again as kind of a backing track.
Just gonna nip and get an Asda's own Mars bar. I'll tell you what it's called in a minute. But they're really
can
good.
we guess what it's called?
Asda's
Anthony,
own.
what do you think it's going to be called? I'm
I'll be
thinking
back.
It's going to be called a
Caramel Dream.
No, it's going to be called a caramel. Yeah, no, it's going to be a caramel dream. Fixtures.
No, it'll be something to do with space. It'll be like Red Planet Caramel. No, it's not going to be called that, is it?
Well, I mean, they've eaten 11. They've eaten 11. The food shop only came on Sunday.
You're right there.
well,
Why
I'm
have
a
we
bit
not
concerned
got?
about-
Why have we not got you on video, Mike?
Yeah, what's happened to your lovely face?
Oh, sorry. I was. You know that awkward bit of about
I
the
don't get
last bit where you think, sod it, I'm going to pick up the pita bread and just, if it's messy, it's messy.
Yeah.
It was messy. What did you go with out of interest?
Caramel Dream. Final answer.
A dream. And Anthony, did you have a guess?
No.
Team effort, was it? Team effort. It's Caramel Chew, which I think is a really bad name for it.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's not
that's a
chewy.
terrible name.
Well, but they
Does it
are.
taste terrible?
No, in my humble opinion, they're better than the actual Mars bars.
Good grief.
Yeah,
They can't be much
Free
smaller.
advertising.
very good. Very good. But they are a bit smaller.
That is a shame. That is a shame. Okay, so then.
Sorry, Anthony, back to your voice.
What
Yes,
do you want in the background, Ant? Do you want some? Yeah, I've got something for you. Let's go for it. I'll put it.
Okay.
I'll loop it for you because you know that would make most sense, and then you can talk in your own time. So here you go.
First game, boys. 8 o'clock Friday evening. Brentford against Brighton. And there's a few assets here. Mike's already picked two of them out. Tony will be one, Trossard. But what about Pascal Gross? I've had him in for a few weeks. He's gone a little bit quiet, but I need him to haul big time here.
Talking of gross, you doing this weird whispery thing over this music is not nice.
Is it Gross?
Okay, here you go. And in your best Scottish accent, please. The next fixture.
No, I have no Scottish. I'm not doing accents. we know this is just an epic fail. This is worse than Mike mistaking someone for David Brooks. Yeah, anyway, back to fixtures. Boys, any other assets there I've missed? Tony, Trossard and Gross for me.
Yeah, it's Gross what he used to be. He had a few game weeks and everyone piled in.
Me.
And he's not done much since.
Yeah.
So I was looking at a Brighton asset to bring in because I knew off the back of those two fixtures I wanted an attacking asset from Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Gross was my third option. My pick was Trossard, but actually the one that I nearly went for was McAllister.
Hang on. Oh, I was going to play Scottish music even though he's not
I'm
Scottish.
so sorry.
That's fine.
He's not Scottish.
Very much
not
not Scottish.
Yeah, McAllister on set pieces and pens. So I did consider him.
It's not a game we want to captain anyone here, is it? Being the first game week, we know the rules here, don't we?
Gosh, I mean, yes, of course, some of us are Mavericks, but there's no chance I'm not captaining Haaland against Liverpool's defence. Yeah,
Crazy.
Yeah, so therefore, it's important to have better squad depth than I currently have.
Hello.
Gerbils.
What's happening, Phil? Why are you just making weird noises?
Weird noises and looking at gerbils.
We've got these gerbils, and one of them sits in the food bowl and kicks all the food out. So we keep.
Maybe that's like a dirty protest.
Are you not bored of them yet?
Next fixture? No, it's fine.
Okay.
They're fine.
Oh dear. There's only 4 games on Saturday, boys. That's a bit rubbish, isn't it? But the first of them, Leicester against Palace. I am seriously tempted by James Maddison here. Yeah, I feel this is a game that Leicester might have earmarked here. Palace, though, are on good form, and Eze as you mentioned earlier, is a cheap option, and Leicester's defence is appalling.
Yes, yes, it is. I like both. I like both sides in terms of attacking assets here. Patson Daka has hit a bit of form.
Yeah.
I would say, on the eye test alone, he did score on Saturday, but it was a fairly fortuitous goal, and it landed to him 8 yards out after a ricochet, and he just had to sort of hit it home. But yeah, he has had a couple of games now where he's scored. But yeah, Maddison, like I say, he just looked streets ahead of anybody else on the pitch on Saturday for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else on Saturday, Ant?
Fulham against Bournemouth. Big game. There's 2 promoted teams in the Championship from last season. Fulham conceded 7 goals in their last 2 games. So it's got to be time for Dominic Solanke here, isn't it?
He's great value. Great value.
I mean, he did score. He
5.7?
did score one of the greatest. Yeah, he did score one of the greatest goals in the Championship last season. The one from the straight from kickoff in the second half that now a load of teams around Europe have now decided to copy.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely nailed to perfection, right in the top bin. So, yeah, Dominic Solanke, he was on fire again on Saturday, as I say. Fulham looking a bit leaky. Tempted, boys?
I'm not tempted with Fulham, really. Yeah, I worry for Fulham at the moment. They're just not clicking. They're just not clicking at the moment.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
I can't say that I'm worried for them.
My little boy, my youngest, is just getting into football, and he's got match attacks. He's absolutely obsessed with match attacks, and I've now been tasked with every game getting various players to sign match attacks before they go out for their warm up, which I'm trying to do whilst maintaining a some level of professionalism.
And does research about what players look like, I suppose.
Thank you. Yes.
Well, thankfully,
there isn't a David Brooks match attack. Otherwise, that could have been even more awkward. I did actually, off the back of that, I had some Leicester players. Right, I had Luke Thomas, who we talked about earlier, and I had Castagna, and I had someone else, and I was so rocked by that situation that when the Leicester players came out, I was pretty sure it was Castagna and Thomas, like having a look at the pitch, but I couldn't be sure. And it wasn't like if an autograph book, you just go and get it signed. But because it's there, it's a player and a name and a picture. You don't want to go to Castagna and ask him to, sign a Jamie Vardy card or whatever.
Surely you've got something to identify them with. You've got a picture of what they look like. Hold it up.
I know what David Brooks looks like.
I was just going to say, he knows what David Brooks looks like, and he's still got that terribly wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need an eye test. Maybe.
Yeah.
So next game, Diego Costa is just about to get a hat trick against Nottingham Forest. Am I right?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
No, you're not right.
I mean, he didn't get a kick against his old club Chelsea weekend, but this is a huge game, isn't it? It's third bottom against second bottom, respectively. Probably going to be the most boring game, I would suggest, actually, of the weekend, and no assets here for me. I mean, really, actually, to be fair, for any Costa, I would potentially look at if I was really desperate, but Wolves can't score.
Million.
Pardon?
5.5 million, Diego.
He is cheap. Boys, are you tempted by anyone here?
No, not in the slightest.
I don't want players from these teams floating around in my team for the rest of the season.
It's going to be a terrible game, this, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, there's a reason it's not been picked for TV.
So we end Saturday then. Spurs against Everton. Spurs looking really good this season. Bethany pointed out. I think they are looking pretty good, don't you?
I would say they're looking like they're getting some results, but not in a particularly excitable way. They're not playing great football, and they're not getting amazing results. Actually, I don't think Spurs are flying.
Not flying. But
I would have expected them to be in a better position than they are now. I know they're third, but they're not glamorous, are they?
No, and they're not free flowing. They're not especially cavalier in the way that they're playing. So really, I mean, I'll tell you what, one of the best assets I've had on my bench all season has been Eric Dyer. Barely played for me, but boy, has he picked up some points on my bench.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm glad he's been on your bench. Defensively, maybe that's the route to go. Kane is so consistent. If you can afford to get him in, he's been brilliant. He just no mega hauls yet this season, but he's
No.
consistent. Whereas Son, less so.
Yeah,
He's had one good game.
yeah, tricky.
Yeah, but I maybe if you're trying to slowly get rid of your City assets, week by week, building up to next week, maybe you could go to Son from De Bruyne.
Yeah, but a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people doing that on the
Yeah.
Have
Twitter.
you?
On
Yeah,
the Twitter.
yeah.
On the Twitter. Boys, let's have a look at Sunday, shall we? Because there's 5 games.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 of which all kick off at 2:00, and the first of those, Villa against Chelsea. Chelsea are winning 2-0 as we speak in the San Siro tonight. What about
Are they?
Aubameyang? What about Aubameyang? He's just scored. Mike did point out about the European fixtures and fatigue and rotation, but could you be tempted here by Aubameyang?
Not Aubameyang for me because strikers, there's so many better value options than Aubameyang. Sterling's someone I'd be interested in, but last week he played in the Champions League and then got completely rested in the Premier League. So that was the issue because he's done all right this year. He's not looked great, but he's got the points.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
Okay.
Reece James again. He got rested, didn't he, Saturday, and now he's starting again tonight.
He made some big changes, Potter, didn't he, for the weekend?
Yeah. Interestingly, though, Arrizabalaga has been his starting goalkeeper in all the games he's had. 4.4 million, I think, on the game. For a starting Chelsea goalkeeper, maybe that's the route to Chelsea defence. That you'll get him in and he'll switch back to Mendy, but. I'm interested in him because I've got Pope at the moment. I bought Pope in a few weeks back, and he's conceded every game. And I've also got Trippier, so double Newcastle at the back seems unnecessary.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, if you want a bit of Chelsea in your life, I'll double check for you. Yeah, he's 4.4 million still, Arrizabalaga, and he's started the last 2 Premier League games, and he's starting in Champions League again tonight.
There you go.
Oh.
It's a good shout, that. On to the next game then. Ellen Road leads against Arsenal. I presume, Phil, you're all over Paddy B here.
Not against Arsenal, thanks, at the moment.
Arsenal do look good, don't they? Are they in this title race, do you think? Or is this just a really good start for them?
I hope they're in the title race, but I don't see them maintaining the pace. I mean, to be fair, the World Cup might come at a good time for them. If they can go to the World Cup and still be top, then I think that might work for them. But I think at the moment City get ahead of them, they'll panic.
Injuries is key, isn't it? If they can keep Jesus and Martinelli and those players fit, then I think they'll be in it for the long haul. I already do.
They've got a bit of depth. Emil Smith Rowe is barely getting a touch.
He's injured.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be why then. Every week there's one, lads. Every week there's one I drop.
He won't be back until December 26th. He's due back on Boxing Day, Mike.
Well, every week there's one.
What? I mean, it's bizarre that an injured player's not going to kick. It really is.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm pretty upset about Mohamed El Neni, who's got an unknown return date. Yeah.
Well,
that's
I
beautiful.
was going to do a feature, if you remember. I was going to do a feature called "The Doctor Will See You Now." You hadn't prepped for it. I hadn't prepped for it. And it's showing now. It's showing really badly. It's a shame.
I found I'm disappointed that Nicolas Pepe has he's not done what I'd expected this season.
He moved.
He's in Nice.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Lovely.
Any more Arsenal players you want to hear about?
No.
Nuno Tavares isn't doing what I'd hoped either.
Has he gone somewhere as well?
He's in Marseille. Next.
Oh no.
Old Trafford boys. Manchester United against Newcastle United. Newcastle are 4th in the league, aren't they here? 4th. They're absolutely fine. United, I mean, they were outclassed by City, but everyone is. What do we think here? I mean, Casemiro, boys, he rescued me 5 points last weekend. He's finally in.
That's
Tempted
a weird player that you've got in your team. I couldn't believe you got your points because I was going to send you pelters.
Yeah, that is an odd pick.
I mean, as much as my son made a terrible decision with Zamora, that was all him. Again, it's all relating to who is good on FIFA. and he is good on FIFA. A bit like Neto, the goalkeeper, who, by the way, since he brought him in, the Bournemouth goalkeeper, he's got the highest shot percentage in the Premier League, 92%.
I have noticed that Neto, along with some other goalkeepers, has started wearing the sort of gloves you'd wear if you were trying to break in someone's house. Have you noticed this?
I can't say I've noticed.
Oh my goodness. They're like these weird black sticky things. Almost like driving gloves.
Oh, are they
It's
leather?
not a good look. I miss the
obviously
fluorescent
helping.
big foamy fingers. Not the foamy fingers, not like the ones they have in American football crowds. But although we have talked about, people using bigger gloves, maybe, such as garage doors. But yeah, they are using now. They're using these sort of sticky black gloves. The
Yeah,
sort
is
of
that
thing, Phil, that you might have got in your package today.
Beg pardon?
Your package of leather.
No, sticky black. No, I've got raw materials, Michael.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, raw materials.
Anyway.
Going back to that Arsenal Leeds game. This is the issue. This is the issue that Arsenal got. That's a really good fixture for Arsenal because Leeds, they're still a bit leaky. So if you get rid of an Arsenal player now to build up to next week, I think play with 9 or 10 players next week.
The only worry with Arsenal again is that they're at Bodo Glimt this Thursday and then have to travel back and go to Leeds.
Arteta doesn't care about Bodo Glimt. I mean,
of course he does.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. They should be able to play against Bodo Glimt.
Well, they are managed by Kenneth Knutson, Bodo Glimt, I rate him as a manager prospect.
Yeah, I know you do, but Tommy Asu will be playing, Nketiah will be playing, Tierney will be playing.
Okay.
Yeah. Bit of Cedric. Yeah. I can, he'll be just getting the reserves out.
Okay.
Boys, just on this game, are you tempted by Miguel Almiron? Scored 22 points in his last 2 games. 6% ownership.
I told people.
Sorry, on which game? I thought we'd moved to Manchester. I thought we'd moved to Leeds and Arsenal.
No, Phil decided to go back. We'd moved on, Michael, but Phil decided to bring the pod back about 10 minutes.
Okay, lovely. A bit of rotation.
Indeed.
Almiron, what value that guy's offering?
Yeah, 22 points. He's banging. Since Jack Grealish made that comment about him, he's been absolutely flying.
Did you see the goal he scored? Not this weekend, gone the weekend before.
Where Fulham.
Oh, that's what you like,
isn't it? Yeah. Botto-esque, outside of the boot. Outside of the boot.
It's an unbelievable finish.
Either of you tempted?
No, because
their fixtures do turn soon.
Yeah, there's a bit of a mixed bag coming up.
Yeah,
there's a bit of a mixed bag, but there's a lot of value in those Newcastle players. Almiron's cheap, Gomes is cheap. Who else have you got?
Well, they got Man United this week.
Cheap, really.
Everton, Spurs, Villa, Southampton, Chelsea, Leicester. So, just I wouldn't double up on the defense like I have the past few weeks. Trippier is great value. Gomes, great value. Almiron, great value. Callum Wilson. I think he's so consistent. Wilson under Eddie Howe.
Yeah,
when he's not injured, which is something he's also consistent at.
Yes,
getting injured. So,
boys, let's move on to Southampton West Ham. Potentially not one of the most interesting games, but Southampton on a terrible run, lost their last 4, and West Ham quite the opposite. They've picked up won the last 2, and Jared Bowen's got 21 points in the last 2, looking a bit.
Yeah, he has
returning to the player he was.
Yes, he has got 21 points for us Bowen owners the last couple of weeks.
Oh, here we go.
Some of us brought him in exactly 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, what about Scamacca then? He's got 17 points in the last 2 games.
How much is he, Phil?
He's £6.7 million.
I'd have Solanke over Scamacca.
Yeah, me too.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose the issue is, the thing is, he's got Southampton this week, then Liverpool next week, Bournemouth, then United, Palace, then Leicester. That's West Ham's fixtures before the World Cup. Yeah, I quite like the idea of getting him in because no one else has really got him.
Oh, go on then.
Yeah, 1.7%, mate. Go for it.
Do it now. What about now? Do it now.
I am busy right now.
Come on, follow your heart.
No, I'm
Do
just
it.
about to send a picture of a big chip to someone I don't really know.
Uh,
Paqueta,
Right.
so
Get to chips.
I had him for 4 game weeks. He got me 2, 2, 0, 2, 2, and 3. Then I dropped him and he got 8 points. Very
It's
annoying.
almost like he knew.
But he don't get him. I've watched enough games to see that he wasn't forward enough. Don't bother.
I have to
Don't
agree.
Don't get him. Don't get him. He's a trap.
I've just dug up this tweet of you and your chip.
You're right there.
Feels like
Well,
it's
there are
very
4
jealousy.
comments. There are 4 comments about this tweet, and one of them's you. So I think rightly the Twitter gods have decided that this should be banished to
It's not
Twitter
meant to be.
fodder.
It's not meant to be a viral tweet about a chip. The chip is secondary.
What secondary to what? You? Your head?
No. Have you got any questions for the podcast?
Oh, I see. Sorry, and those were, to be fair, those did flow in. Thank you, Voita and Bethany, Megan, and others.
Mickey, for example.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so it leaves the big one on
Yes.
Sunday.
Liverpool, Manchester City.
If you own Salah, are you keeping him for this game, do you reckon?
No.
It's hard to make an argument for keeping him at the moment, isn't it? Really, he's doing. I mean, he wasn't even involved in any of the goals, the 9 goals that they scored against us. Very, very quiet this season, and he's just far too pricey to be carrying him, isn't he?
Yeah, you could get some real bargains out there, and let's not forget you can get 2 Granite Xhakas.
Oh, very quiet. Very quiet with the
Yeah.
Shaka boom there.
I can
very
play it louder if you really want.
Yes, please.
You do want it louder, okay?
Yes.
Fair enough. Oh, I do love a bit of Granite Xhaka. I think he's going to come in after that blank game week. He's going to be my 3rd Arsenal player.
Cool.
Where did you find Shaka Boom? Did you rip it off YouTube or is it on Amazon Music?
Some of us have Spotify. So
Is it on Spotify?
yeah,
It's not on Amazon
Actually-
Music.
isn't it? It might not be on
No.
Spotify. It might be on YouTube. Like us, feel free to.
I mean,
what do
don't.
people
I've never
do?
looked. I've turned my
What do
camera off. I've never looked less attractive in all my life. I
What's
said
the
to
thing on
somebody,
YouTube? Is it followers on YouTube? Is it
subscribers.
Subscribers. Yes.
Subscribe. More great content.
I
every
said
week
to
almost.
I said to a colleague of mine who's trying to grow a pot plant on her desk. I said that plant looks more and more dead every day, and she morbidly pointed out to me, "We're all more and more dead every day." So,
That's
make
cheery.
of that what you are.
Have
But
a
I
good
have
week.
never.
Bye.
I've never looked closer to death. So I've turned my camera off. I'm absolutely disgusted by the way that I look. Now's not the time for a therapy session, but by golly, I look a state.
Don't worry about it. You just had a kebab. No one looks good after a kebab. Post
Homemade
kebab.
chicken kebab.
Yeah, but it's still a kebab.
Yeah.
It's true.
So Man City assets. Would you, if you've got 2, would you bring in another? Bearing in mind they're blank next week, Anthony.
Yeah, gosh, no. Now's not the time.
No, I mean I've
Now
got one.
is the worst possible time to bring in Man City assets.
They're
Correct.
just about to play a leaky Liverpool defence.
Yeah, Liverpool raising the game
Attack,
here. It's the way.
attack.
No,
Well,
it's
I've
still
got Gundogan.
Liverpool.
Yeah, I've got Gundogan. Need to get him out. I mean, what on earth is he still doing in there? Yeah, get him out. But no, I wouldn't be looking at any more than 2 here.
Okay.
Who would be your top 3 City assets this weekend, Anthony?
My top 3:
All right, okay, your top 2 outside of Haaland.
De Bruyne
Okay.
and Cancelo.
Uh,
Fairly
Bruyne.
obvious pick, to be fair.
Bruyne and Foden for me. I think Liverpool could get a goal. So, Cancelo could also get a goal, but I think Foden and De Bruyne.
I think Foden. I'll tell you for why, lads. I don't want to pile in on the boy, but Trent Alexander-Arnold has been found wanting in the defensive department of late.
He's injured.
plays
I
on-
told you he's injured.
Who, Trent is?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Oh, for
definitely injured.
flip's sake. Keep
That's
up,
2.
Otto.
That's
This is
2. It's going well.
You're on
Oh,
a hat trick.
Gosh. Well, wait, who's playing on that side now then? Not Shimmercast. Get
Oh,
yourself
you're
ready
gonna-
if you sound it.
You're
Very
going to be
nice.
devastated when you hear about David Boost. Oh,
So who's playing right back now? Then is it Shimikas?
no, it was Joe Gomez, wasn't it?
Oh, Joe Gomez, whipping Piccadilly.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, just play on without me for a minute.
Okay, cool. And should we do our punts? Where we
Yes.
pick someone with less than 2% ownership, and then if they come good, like Harvey Barnes did for me, you're not at risk of getting your captain picked.
I'm going for a man I've bigged up basically the whole pod. Dominic Solanke, 1.7% ownership away at Fulham, who've conceded 7 in the last 2. Let's do this.
Dirty dog. Having my afters, having my leftovers. I only had him
Sloppy
last
seconds.
game week. You've picked him up. I've spat him out. You've gone, oh, I'll have Dominic. You disgust me.
Well, I mean, there's no rules on this. I mean, some people pick the same punt twice. I mean, I'm
Well,
not doing
not this guy. Not this guy.
Okay, go on then, Mike. Who's yours then?
I'll tell you now. I'm going
big news. Just
Oh.
here you
Oh,
go,
no.
Mike. Reece James has just gone off gingerly. He's
Doesn't
gingerly
matter, mate.
walked off. He's
I've got squad
grimacing.
depth. Doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Just a heads up. Just telling you.
Yeah.
That's all.
Reece,
Huge
1
concern.
point
BBC
games,
say
Yeah.
huge concern for club and country. Not just club
Well,
and country.
Being ginger isn't what it used to be. I don't think we should all be that concerned.
Okay.
Sorry, Anthony, you said coming off gingerly. It was a little joke at your expense and other redheads. Sorry.
Thank
so
you.
I would say
I thought that being ginger was very much in these days.
Oh, it very much is.
Yeah, I
Is
thought
it?
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good thing.
What about grey? Is that in?
No,
Hope
I
so.
think those
I've
days
got a
are
ginger
gone.
grey beard.
There was a brief moment where that did become in again, but
Yeah.
not anymore. I don't think.
Okay, well, look, I'll quickly give you my pun. It's Brian with a Y. Brian Umbermo. They drink it in the jungle. So in the Congo, sorry. I'm going with Brian Umbermo.
Okay, could have had him earlier, couldn't you?
Earlier for what? Oh,
For
I
your
could have done as
B.
well. The old B. Oh dear.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is great. This is great.
Yeah, it's
Philip?
ironic that you've.
Anyway, you got time to edit that back so I don't look like a klutz saying Umbermo, they drink it in the jungle.
No,
You should get Umbermo, drink it in the Congo.
I think that people know we've got levels to hit, and if I removed it, then we wouldn't be hitting those levels.
Okay.
Bear in mind, you did say the word Japs eye. Phil?
No, he's edited that out.
Anthony, you absolute
We're
clown.
at 1 hour 22 for the word Japs eye.
Oh no.
I've just said it twice. I'm tempted to say it a third time.
Stop talking.
Sorry.
Just stop. So let's see who I'll have as my punt.
Is it a Japanese player?
No, I doubt it. I don't know who. What games have we got? I can't find the fixtures.
Just
I
pick
mean,
one,
I've just
Phil.
literally
Pick one
run
at
through
random.
them. Just
Head's
literally.
gone. Head's gone. I want a.
I'll give you two. You can choose your favourite. Carl
Oh, I like
Darlow, or by golly, Riyad Mahrez, only 1.5% ownership.
I looked at.
Never
I
plays.
did look at Mahrez, but
Oof.
he doesn't play. I think I might go for Richarlison.
Should have gone Danny Welbeck.
Mm.
Never mind.
wasn't one of your options.
No, it wasn't. You're right. Good.
Richarlison, because he's playing Saturday night.
Okay.
Have we got any other business?
It sounds like you want one.
I was just going to say, it feels like you have.
Well, when someone. Sorry, that was your any other business, was it?
People who put ketchup in the fridge. Get a life.
Oh,
Next.
this is your any other business.
What's yours?
I like the contrast with hot and cold. I like cold ketchup.
It's moronic. The guy at work puts vinegar in the fridge. What is he doing?
Don't get me started on vinegar, Phil. We've edited it out, gang.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're listening this back. So that reference will make no sense to you whatsoever because Phil was a bit of a prude and
It's not prude.
deleted
It's
comment.
for legal reasons. Anyway, carry on.
Follow me on Twitter. I'll tweet about it. Or no, give me your number. I'll WhatsApp you about it.
Anything with giant chip.
When somebody in your household or your office or your workplace, if you're not office bound, when they sneeze, there's a lovely chorus of if you find sneezing sexy, that's fine by me. But But when that happens, you there's a lovely chorus of "Bless you," which is nice, isn't it?
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
even if you don't believe in blessings, it's a lovely thing. But what happens when someone hiccups?
Well, it's
I'd
irritating.
like-
To be honest, I'd like them to leave the room.
You tell them to have a drink of water.
Yeah.
Maybe some
Also-
gripe water.
What about when someone coughs really bad?
Gripe water.
I love the gripe water. It helps babies and 37-year-old men.
For anyone who hasn't had a baby yet, gripe water smells of gherkins, and you pour it down the baby's throat. And because it's so disgusting, they stop hiccuping because they've got other things to worry about, like while you're trying to poison them.
And do you genuinely, as an adult, take gripe water when you get hiccups? I've
Right.
never thought of this.
Yeah, love a bit of gripe water.
You've
I would drink
got
that
to
by
be
the
kidding
bottle
me.
load. No, I love gripe water.
I'm definitely going to get some in because when I have hiccups, I have to make myself vomit. That's a true story. Phil will back me up on that.
Mate,
He
get
once
some gripe
he
water
once
in your
pulled
life.
over on a dual carriageway and said he had the hiccups driving along dual carriageway at night.
I hate the hiccups so much.
He pulled over and said, "I've got to make myself sick." So he's what?
Does
It's
being
just-
sick help?
It don't.
Yeah, well, it takes your mind off hiccuping. It stops you from hiccuping for sure.
Okay.
People talk about drinking, water stood on your head or giving yourself a big shock. Just make yourself sick, albeit briefly, and that sorts it right out.
Or
I
have
mean,
some
if you
super
have-
delicious gripe water.
If you have gripe water, that will cause an instantaneous reaction that will make you sick. So, both will work.
I can't
I'm
believe this.
excited
I
by
can't
this. I'm going to
believe.
buy some.
I can't
Gripe
believe you
water's-
don't. What smells of gherkins? What planet are you on, man?
It smells of gherkin juice. Someone write in,
It's amazing.
tweet us at
Please,
FPL Freezing
back me.
Pod if you've ever smelt gripe juice, gripe water.
All I'm
water's
saying,
amazing.
lads, all I'm saying is it would be nice to have some kind of customary response to either a difficult cough or a hiccup.
Get
Akin
out.
to, bless you.
Um,
Because it's just met quite often. It's just met with an awkward silence.
maybe just like a solemn. My thoughts are with you during this tricky time.
That's quite a lot. That's a bit longer than bless you. That's that's not a two.
I can't
syllable
say
greeting.
bless you because my wife has picked up on the fact that quite recently I've started blessing everyone I meet for some reason, like I'm the Pope.
Oh, that's nice.
Well,
That's nice.
it's but the situations where they don't need blessing, so they might. Yeah, I just when I'm seeing people in shops, I'm saying, "Oh, thanks very much, bless you, have a good day." I mean, they haven't sneezed, and I'm not the Pope, so I shouldn't be blessing people. And the problem, like the other day, we were buying some thread from our thread supplier for our sewing machine at work. We make belts. Don't worry about it. Don't need to go into that right now.
This is your AOB, is it?
Well, no, it's not. Well, I've kind of stolen yours. So we were buying thread, and the guy said to me, "Oh yeah, no, we have got some of the brown thread left. So yeah, I'll send you some." And I said, "Well, thank you, bless you and your family." I mean, he's just some guy in Birmingham.
That's lovely.
It really is.
That's lovely.
It's
Some of
over
the
top.
circles that me and Phil move in, there are certain people that try to be more religious than others that say, "God bless." When I like it. I like it from a non-believer. A bit of a Cockney "God bless." Good night, God bless.
I mean, I don't put on a Cockney accent to say that. I
Well-
don't. In fact, I don't. God bless anyone.
God bless.
I just say.
I always sign off a night game. I always sign off a night game at the stadium. Good night, God bless.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, I always do.
Really, that's strange.
Just-
Yeah, go on, because I need to find something. I need to ask you if something's normal or not.
Okay, well, just to finish off, some closure, really.
Yep.
Gripe water typically has a pleasant taste, so babies
You got
don't
to be
mind
kidding
taking
me.
a dose. You might be tempted to mix your gripe water with your baby's breast milk or formula. It
Gripe
was
water's
banned.
delicious.
It was banned in America because it contains a small amount of alcohol, and according to Mumsnet, it smells like sambuca.
Right, hang on.
I can assure you it tastes a lot better than Sambuca.
Hold fine. My wife is sat here. Holly, what does gripe water smell like?
Well, she's heard you saying gherkins last
Gherkins. She's
afternoon.
saying gherkins, and she's in agreement.
Feels like
Wow.
she's just copying you.
It's like you're Darren Brown, Phil. I mean, you've consistently said the word gherkins for the last 10 minutes, and oh, Holly, what does it smell of? Gherkins. Oh,
Is
brilliant.
that how my wife talks? Is it? Gherkins.
Mm.
Um,
Was mildly deep.
Yeah, I keep there's one person at work who emails me, and they sign off that email. Cheers, Baba. Anyone? I've never heard of that. I don't know if
Baba?
that's
Is that a northern thing?
Cheers, Baba. He's from Bristol. But Babber. Cheers, Baba. Nice guy, but don't know what that means.
No, I don't know what that means, I'm afraid.
This is a really strange way to end this week's pod, by the way, guys. But
It is. Is it a male or female person that's sending you Baba?
Male.
Okay, well, it's a term of endearment. It means mucker.
Oh, that's nice. Me old mucker.
Yeah.
Well, this has gone on far too long. I think that's probably everyone's view. So, yeah, it's been almost a pleasure, almost a chore. Anything anyone else?
Yes, Baba is specific to Bristolians.
Is
so
it?
He's obviously very, 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 very much in touch with his community there.
I like that. I like that a lot more than I did. Now I know the full detail. Thank you.
No
right.
worries.
Well, have a good week. Did I pick a punt? Yeah, Richarlison. Cool. Great. Now there's midweek fixtures next week. So this game week starts Friday, and then there's midweek fixtures next week, all on Amazon Prime over here. So it's going to get messy.
Maybe we'll record Sunday night.
Maybe.
Let's see what happens.
That'll happen. Yeah. Take care. Have a good week.
Bye now.
Cheers, Baba.